What's going on YouTube? My name is Bancroft. Thank you for tuning in. And today we are having an old school matchup against something very new. We have Starter Broly taking on the new Vegito from set 26. So yeah, like always, if you enjoyed the content, let me know down below. Yeah, all right, let's get into it. So Vegito itself is a deck that I don't think anyone brought it to our locals, and I was kind of interested in finally giving it a shot. Activate main, you have the ability to place a card from your hand to your Z energy, search top 5 cards for a Saiyan, which is really cool. But then a secondary activate main, where you add up to 1 Potara from your deck to your hand, and then shuffle your deck and you negate that skill for game, which is really cool. So like typically turn 1, you'll see when we get to it, I'll kind of do both at the same time, just because you do need to shuffle at the end of each of them. But I was just like, it just saves time doing both the effects. Here's my top 5 search, boom, grab a card, then the activate main, boom, grab the Potara, which works out great. Awakened, you just need the z-unison in play with 2 more markers, or I guess specific cost of 2 or more. You take 1 life, reset energy, go down to 6, which is really cool. And then on the awakened side, your Potaras are free, which is really nice because those cards only cost 3 energy. Going over Starter Broly, this is a leader we've seen a lot. We haven't seen it in a long time though. Comes to the shop, which is really cool. Kind of seeing some older stuff hit the board. But activate main, you search for 1 green, freeze the army card, and cost 1 from your deck, add to your hand. You can get the skill for game. It's really nice to make sure you get your 1 drop that you need, because this is that Broly deck that plays off the 1, 4, 6, 8 chain. And when they're popped, you play the next one, you go up the chain, which is really cool. And then I think the last 2 or 3 of the chains have like an activate battle where they could KO your opponent's battle cards, which is really nice. But you need the ability to KO your own cards sometimes go up that chain, which is really nice because in this case, the leader, when awakened, has an activate main where you choose one of your battle cards and one of your opponent's battle cards, and you KO the chosen cards, which allows you kind of go up that chain, which is really good. So we're seeing now over the Broly's turn, charging energy, using the leader's effect as I mentioned earlier, which is really nice. And I think he will end up grabbing the 1-drop Broly, which starts it off. And keep in mind, this Broly has the auto where on play you have to take 2 life, and when it's removed from the board, you have to take 1 or 2 life. Like it's not up to you. You have to take 1 or 2. So in certain games, it's depends what you play against. It's kind of important to hope that your opponent attack, like if you go first in this case, which he went second, which is kind of unfortunate, but if you go first, you want to make sure you're like, cool, I could take 3 life in my first turn. I just need another way of taking a life without expending energy, and hopefully your opponent will attack you on their first turn. Here we're playing Paragus, which is a top 5 searcher, and this is really just trying to grab more Brolys. I think he's looking for the 4-drop right now. I don't know if he has it top of my head. And it looks like there's not a target there. But we do have another searcher. He could grab that for the following turn if he wanted to. And there's another 1-drop and a super combo. So he has some good choices there. Going with the 1-drop Broly, I think this is just in case he has to. It gives him a charge target, or possibly just a combo piece here. Here I'm just double checking the rest of the skill, just kind of making sure nothing sneaky is coming out of it later. So we are getting the attack off the leader here, which unfortunately this Broly doesn't have any form of reason to attack. Like ideally you could just pass a turn here, but I think he wants his attack so he could combo a card off and get his Z energy going. Yeah, which is what he does here. And I do the same thing. I'll take the damage here, tying it up to 15 to 15. Because I'm waking this turn anyways, and part of the waking I go down to 6, so it doesn't really matter if he didn't even attack, I still awaken this turn. Here we're doing once again the leader search, putting a green card to my Z energy, stacking up that Z energy so once we get Potara out there, we're getting our Union-Potaras off with no problem at all. Adding the 4-drop to my hand, which is really great. Having cards that have both the characters on it helps out a lot in decks like this where you need at least one or you need at least both targets. And having cards like this kind of take up one card, take up at least one of the spaces, no matter which one it is you need. We are playing the Z-Unison here, getting on the board. This Z-Unison is very nice. So it has a normal +1 marker where you add a card to your Z energy, draw one card. But it also has, when this card attacks, you KO one of your opponent's cards, which is just really strong in itself. Here we're seeing Potara hit the board. Now when it hits the field, when this card is placed in the battle, you get to draw one card, which is really great. Getting a draw off the Unison as well, using its +1 effect. Getting the draws off the leader. And then also the Awakened side of the leader gives you a draw when you attack, which is really nice. Well, it gives you the option, really. So it's kind of like old school Trunks Vegeta, where I attack, my opponent needs to decide before the autos if they want to counterplay, because I could choose to play a card from my drop instead from rest mode, which the Goku or even the Vegetas you play in this deck are draw one or add a Potara back to your hand from your, I think it's from a deck or drop, which is really cool. But Potara itself, you need 3 more energy to truly do the effect, but just get on the board now kind of saves time for later. It doesn't cost me anything anyways to put on the board. But activate main, if you have 3 more energy, you choose one Son Goku, one Vegeta card, both green, but energy costs 4 or less from among all cards in your Z energy and battle area. Place them underneath this card, and you may reveal one mono green Vegeta card from your hand. Switch the same amount of green energy as a card specific cost to rest mode. If you do, play the revealed card on top of this card, which is really cool. Some of these cards do have a union cost, like not union cost, but like have like a Union Evolve. You get not Union Evolve, sorry, Union-Potara. You can draw one card, do some other effect. That unfortunately bypasses that skill, so you are losing out on whatever that may be. But sometimes it could be cheaper to do it this way instead. And we know this game, less energy spent is better because you can do more plays. Here we got Broly doing another Paragus play, kind of getting some draws out of this. Not draws, but searches. And we're paying 1. I think we're going to finally see the 1-drop Broly hit the board. And this will now allow him to go down to 4 life to Awaken. And this leader is also a draw 1, switch one of your energies to active mode when Awaken. But this leader does have the permanent where if you have 2 or more battle cards in play, you can't play battle cards. So it kind of has a restriction on what you can do as the turns kind of move forward from here on out. Because now he has to be careful what he does. And that's great when it comes to Unisons. Unisons don't take up aren't on the battle board space. So like you have ways of still getting attacks out or at least cards out that you want to get out there to do cool effects. So here we see he's kind of looking at his hand to figure out what the best play is. We got some couple combos there. I see a Successor Gohan in his hand as well. Or getting the 1-drop swing out here, and I assume he's in combo here. Kind of get that 15 up. Oh yeah, following up with Dormant. Really dirty because both these cards are 1-drops. I understand that if he has a 4-drop in his hand, he gets to proc it right off the bat. And there's going to be a moment where timing's always important here. I mentioned, like, hey, you have the 4-drop in your hand first because you kind of have to, if I recall correctly, showcase you had the 4-drop in your hand before any draws would occur, because that's when the auto would go off as soon as it leaves battle. So he has it in his hand. He'll grab that life back up in a second. But now that the 4-drop hits the board, he is now under Dormant itself. And he could play it one of 2 ways. And I think in the moment, something, because just being Dormant sucks in a deck that wants to go super aggro, he will end up swinging, I think, with the 4-drop. But if he had the 6-drop, he could KO it using the leader effect and the 1-drop on the board to go straight into the 6-drop, which 6-drop will have double strike. So it depends how you want to play it. But at the same time, you may not want to get me down to 4 life yet, because then you turn super combos on. That makes it even a more aggressive turn against him. All right, so we're moving over to attacking with the Broly finally. Which, if correct, this Broly is like 15 or 20k. Getting the combo here, get a little boost on it. And I think just going on a 5 life is not a problem here. The deck itself builds up its own Z energy. I don't really need to worry about comboing either. Yeah, comboing up. I think it was 15 at least. So going up to 25 here. And I do take it, just kind of get out of the way. So that is all of the Broly's turn attack. And it's kind of smart not to attack with the leader because the leader has the auto if you have Sparking 7. You draw back up to 6 cards in hand. I don't know if he actually has Sparking 7 right now or not, but he has way more cards in his hand than 6 cards. So it doesn't really it didn't make sense to attack with that one. So attacking with the 4-drop instead, kind of the smarter choice here. Here he's just double checking the effects on the 4-drop before he goes any further. Just making sure certain things, I think, hit what requirements he's trying to hit. So we're paying 1 right now for this Paragus, which is really interesting because this is one of the Paragus is that where you could KO a card in your board, draw 1 card, it gets you an extra search. But this way he can also showcase he has 6-drop. It is the one he drew, but he does have another one in his hand. Leaving 1 open energy right now. I think he ends up passing here and moving over to my turn. Okay, you do have to discard 2 cards as part of the play as well. Forgot about that part. So we are passing over to my turn. Gonna get another charge on the board. Sitting at 5 life. Can't use any super combos right now. I think I charge a negate. I can't remember exactly what card I charge. Let's see. But now that I'm going to 3 energy, this is where this deck comes kind of. Okay, charge promo. It's where it comes very explosive, if not contained with some form of floodgate. So here we're gonna go straight up into the Union-Potara, playing the 5-drop from the set, which has dual attack, but also when this card's played, you draw 1 card and you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And I understand that the card I'm KOing is the 6-drop, if I recall correctly. But really, that's just me trying to get it out of the 8-drop out of his hand if he has it. Because at this point, he can't play another 1-drop because it would just... It'll make him lose because it takes 3 life in total for the whole effect. So here he plays the 8-drop. And as a reminder, as soon as I swing with a unison, I'm hitting that 8-drop as well. Getting the discards out of the way for the Broly effect. There we are. Here we're using the the unison ability, Z-charge, draw a card. And then we just get the unison attack out right of the bat and just go, all right, cool, KO the 8-drop. Which unfortunately does shut him down entirely just by doing that alone. But it also showcases like what green decks have become when it comes to the ability of just KOing cards naturally. Coming up here, just kind of get the cards board, getting this, sitting into the drop. And that's just so like I have it there when I attack with my leader again. Also, this Vegito, even if it gets negated, which is really great, its autos when this card attacks, you can use a 1 battle card underneath this card with its skills negated. So it just kind of gives you a free combo here. So we do see the negate happening here. I was a bit confused with what he just negated with. It's a set, I think, set 19, probably BR extra deck card. And I was just completely like, oh yeah, I haven't seen this card in a while. It just Z-charges itself when you negate with it. Which it's unfortunate. I don't know if he plays Dormant in his deck, but not seeing Dormant hurts because now I just kind of do the onslaught attack. So I get attacked with the 5-drop again, get the free combo from underneath it. And here I'm just reminding him like, hey, it's 25. I think for some reason I said 15 like for a half a second. I don't know why. The card naturally is 25 plus a 5k combo. And I think he ended up just taking the hit instead. Move over to the leader. We're using the activate main, which is just choose one of your green Vegito cards. If there's one or more cards underneath it, you place those cards in the drop, and then the leader gets 10k power, already making this leader a 25k now. And then swinging here. And in all honesty, he literally just said, "Hey, can you combo one card?" I'm like, yeah, I could combo one card. And he's like, yeah, that's game. I can't combo out of that now. So yeah, wraps it up. That is Vegito taking on Broly. Hope you all enjoyed. Keep in mind his buttons, links. Yeah, that's about it. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.